Welcome to Panels and Borders. I'm Dominic, and this is another episode of Road to Dune. So I got two Dune stories I want to cover related to the new Dune film that'll be coming out in 2020. So the first one is creature designer Carlos Huante is going to be doing some work on the new Denis Villeneuve film. So this article comes from HN Entertainment. Now, I'm not going to read the whole article because it's an actual interview, and it's part one of an ongoing interview they have with the designer, so it covers a lot of stuff. But what I did is I left a link in the description for this video, and then so you can click on the link and you can see and you can read the full article. So I'm just going to read the first part of the article and then comment on it. Exclusive: Arrival creature designer Carlos Huante talks working with Denis Villeneuve, Blade Runner 2049, and is doing something for the Dune movie. HN Entertainment's Nicholas Whitcomb spoke exclusively with creature designer Carlos Huante during a recent in-depth interview that took place on Friday. We talked about what got him into the business along with his artistic influences, then moved on to his feature film creature design work that included the recent Alien franchise films with Prometheus and Alien Covenant. He's also been involved with many other projects, which include Denis Villeneuve's Arrival and a single sequence on Blade Runner 2049. Carlos was behind the design of the aliens called the heptapods, aka Abbott and Costello, from Arrival. He speaks to how that creative process worked with Denis Villeneuve, and how they went from conventional aliens to what we eventually got on the screen. He also confirmed to HN Entertainment that he's working on something secret for Denis Villeneuve's Dune, but couldn't go into detail for obvious reasons, as the film hasn't even started production and isn't sure if it will make it into the final film. So I read the interview. It's actually like a really good interview, and there's going to be more than one part to it. So this first one kind of goes into his work on Arrival and Blade Runner 2049 and kind of what he's doing for the new Dune film. It's basically he did one sequence for the Blade Runner 2049 movie. And so it's this sequence here where you see them walking down this kind of like the stairway, and you see all the replicants on display in these containers. Or like display boxes like on either side. So he worked just on that one sequence of the film. That's it. So he's doing something like that similar for Dune. Now what it could be, I don't know. Could it be like maybe like a Space Guild navigator or something like that, since he is a creature designer? Or could it be maybe one of the worms? Or it's anyone's guess what it could be. So if it gets used or not, it kind of brings up the question: if it is a Space Guild navigator, does that mean Denis Villeneuve's going to leave open the option to actually show the Space Guild navigator? Because in the book, you hear about Space Guild navigators, but they don't show the Space Guild navigators in the first book. There's no description or any hint of what they're like until the actual sequel of the book, Dune Messiah. So just to look at some of his work. So I believe here this is probably one of his early designs for the heptapods that was in that movie Arrival. And here they kind of look like they kind of got tentacles and stuff. And then here they're kind of a little bit more humanoid looking. So I don't know if you've seen that movie Arrival, but that's actually a really good science fiction film that Denis Villeneuve directed. And it was based on a short story by an author named Ted Chiang, and the original short story was called Story of Your Life. So that's a really good science fiction short story, and it's a short story, so it won't take you very long to read. So yeah, I've read the short story twice, once originally back in the late 90s, and then I read it once more just before seeing the movie Arrival, just so I can kind of have it fresh in my mind and then kind of compare the two in my head. And so that's pretty exciting news. This guy is a pretty talented creature designer. So I'd be very curious to know what he's working on. And probably won't find out till it'll be probably quite some time before we find out what he worked on. Eventually, I guess we'll find out either way. Whether they use it in the film or not, we'll eventually find out what it was that he was working on for the film for Denis Villeneuve's Dune. So now the second story is also another article from HN Entertainment, and it's an update. So I actually covered this quite a while ago in one of my Road to Dune videos about costume designer Jacqueline West. So it wasn't confirmed then, but now I guess it's confirmed. So same thing, I'm not going to read the whole article. It's actually quite short because it just kind of announces, and then the rest of the article just kind of recaps all the people who are already in the film and stuff like that, which I've already done, like all the videos covering all that stuff. So so update, the Revenant costume designer Jacqueline West now confirmed for Denis Villeneuve's Dune. In January, we mentioned that 3-time Oscar nominee Jacqueline West was most likely going to become the costume designer on Denis Villeneuve's Dune reboot. HN Entertainment can now confirm that West is indeed the film's costume designer. Her fantastic credits include The Revenant, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Quills, Argo, Live by Night, and The Social Network. So this is Jacqueline West. She is a costume designer, and I found a few shots, a few pics of some of her design work. So this here is like some of the costumes she's designed for past films. Here's another one that you can kind of see side-by-side comparison of the design, what she designed and what ended up on screen. So she looks to be like really talented. So looking at everything that's going into this film, it's a lot of really creative people going into this movie. So all this news is really getting me excited for the film. And I can't wait to see what the final product's going to be. And I love looking up production artwork and stuff like that. So I can't wait to see what kind of artwork is going to go into this film. And another thing is I buy a lot of books that feature a lot of like design artwork and artwork, like hardcover books of artists and stuff. Like I got a few books for by Frank Frazetta and Boris Vallejo and guys like that. And then I've got a few books like the box art for the Transformer toy lines, like all the artwork that was used for the box art. And then I have another one for He-Man, stuff like that. But one thing that they usually do release is when they make big films like that, they'll usually put out an art book, hardcover art book, featuring all the production art on the film. So probably most likely they'll do it for this movie Dune, and I hope they do it, because that will definitely be one hardcover book I will buy up, because this film just fascinates me. So that's everything I got to say in this video. So let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. Thank you to all of my subscribers, and thank you for watching this video. And if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification when new videos are uploaded.